everyone, this is Keith here from Tips and Tricks HQ. In this video I'm going to walk through the installation of WordPress Network or WordPress Multisite on my local machine, and I'm going to use this software here to accomplish that, XAMPP. Now we can go to google.com, type that in, and you'll be able to see the links to download the software. I'm using Windows, so I downloaded the version for Windows. Here we can click the download link, and then we have a choice between which, if we want to get the installer. I grabbed the installer. It's an executable file. I double clicked it and I just went through the process, and I went through, I allowed it all the defaults to be set up, all the software that I wanted to include I let it include, and I let it install in the folder, the default folder that I wanted to. And after installation it activated the control panel, at which point I started Apache and then I started MySQL. Now the next step is to go to localhost /phpMyAdmin. Okay, and then in here we can set up the database for WordPress. Okay, we can go to existing databases, and there's a few of them here. And I'm going to go to create a new one for our WordPress install. Click create. It's done. Let's check the privileges, make sure everything's good. Yes. Root has access to it, and the host is localhost. Now if we go to localhost /security, we can set a password for root. Now by default there's no password at all, so we just click on this link here. Oh, first of all, you might want to change it to English when you access this page, and we'll click on this link here, and then we could put in a new password here. So I'm just going to put in password, which is insecure obviously, but just for example's sake. Okay, now in the control panel at the bottom we can restart. Restart MySQL. Okay. Yeah, so now we're prompted for a password when we go to phpMyAdmin. Okay, so we got our WP database. We have all privileges. The host is localhost, the user is root, and the password is password. So we need that information when we're configuring WordPress. Now I have the latest version of WordPress right here, so I'm going to install that. First I'm going to extract the files. Then I'm going to modify the config file, rename it. Okay, database name, we called it WP. User is root. Password is password. Localhost, that's accurate. And we'll just put in this switch here so that we can turn on multi-site right away. It's a good idea to change this for security reasons. Okay. Alright, now where we install the site, there's going to be an htdocs folder in the folder where you installed the this software. So in my case, it's in $XAMPP and then htdocs. There's going to be a bunch of files in there already. I'm just going to remove them and install WordPress in there instead. So we'll put the WordPress files in there. Now I'm going to browse to localhost. Okay, and of course if we were installing WordPress for real, we would change the admin username. Let's put in a secure password. I'm just putting in password again. It's going to be weak, but okay, and install WordPress. So we're just going through the basic installation for WordPress. This doesn't install the network or the multi-site, but that switch that I put into the config file will turn it on that feature. So from within the panel here, the control panel or the dashboard, I'll be able to go through the installation of the network. Alright, so under Tools, there's going to be a new menu option called Network Setup, and the reason that exists is because we put that switch in the config file. Alright, let me go back to that just to show you. Okay, in the config file here, near the bottom, I put this allow multi-site, WP underscore allow underscore multi-site, and then I set it to true. Because of that, we have this network setup option. So click on that, and we give it a title for the network. Now these files, we have to modify some of the WordPress files here. So we're gonna, this gets modified from, we add this to WP-config, and then we'll add these to htaccess afterwards. We can get rid of this now. Alright, now we'll get these for htaccess, and we're going to replace any existing commands within this file. Any existing WordPress stuff, that is. Okay, now let's log out. Then we'll log back in. Now we have a network admin option under My Sites there. Then we can go to the dashboard for that. And this is where we would install the plugins and the themes that are going to be available to the sites on our network. And then we can add sites directly from within here. Alright. This is Keith from Tips and Tricks HQ. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.